Hi, everybody. My team would tell you that I go to receptions, but there are very few that I actually really look forward to. And I will tell you that I always look forward to this reception. And I am sorry that we can't be there in person. I was sharing earlier, I wish I could toast all of you. And it seems like only yesterday I was climbing in to a dump truck to actually be a part of a video to bring the WTS National Convention here. So anyway, I thank you for your willingness to keep this going through this time. As I do with all meetings at this point, I just have to acknowledge where we are. We certainly are all looking and living through an unprecedented time, and it's going to be really interesting at the conference next year when we kind of look back on this, all the lessons that we have learned. But I will say from the beginning that the focus across the entire Secretariat in transportation has been on the health and safety of our employees, our customers, and our partners. All modes of transportation have been working together, from the Port of Virginia, rail, transit, trucking, all modes, to really focus on moving and connecting people to essential work, medicine, food, PPE, and contributing to our economic recovery. And as we have been moving through this pandemic, we have also been dealing with the implications on our infrastructure and our revenues. And back in August, the governor and Secretary Aubrey Lane, our Secretary of Finance, they spoke to the money committees of our General Assembly and revealed that the Commonwealth was predicted, based on this interim forecast, to be down about $2.7 billion through FY22, and transportation to be down about $870 million through the 2 years. For those of you on this call, and I know there are some from VDOT and DRPT, we can tell you that $870 million is a tremendous hit to transportation infrastructure in the Commonwealth. Smart Scale, our most recent round a year and a half ago, was $850 million that covered the entire Commonwealth for 2 years for all new capacity projects. For us, facing this at this time during a health crisis is significant. But I will tell you that we really focused on how can we manage this, not delay projects, not cut projects, not cancel contracts, keep our workforce, and again, stabilize the economy. And working with our team, I always give a shout out to Deputy Secretary Nick Donahue and John Lawson, working with all the CFOs. I don't know if Laura Farmer's on this call this evening, but all the CFOs across all the agencies to look innovatively at how do we deal with this crisis. And we were able, through a cash management solution, to restructure our allocations over our 6-year planning window, so that those projects that are allocated dollars in years 1 and 2, but do not require them to years 3, 4, 5, and 6, to the latter years, we could use those dollars today, keep our current pipeline going. We worked with the governor. We put in a budget amendment into the special session. It has made it through. We're waiting for the budget to be signed. I actually text Amy White, one of our members, often to say, okay, is it signed? Because that budget amendment is giving flexibility to our Commonwealth Transportation Board for 2 years, very limited time, to help us make those decisions. And all the funds are replenished over that 6-year window. We keep our projects moving forward, all on time and on schedule, so that we are maintaining the infrastructure commitments and our priorities, we're maintaining our workforce, and we're maintaining our contribution to economic sustainability. Because I really believe that transportation touches all of our lives and is the platform for our economic future. So with that, I know that at this moment, waiting for this to be signed, there'll be another reforecast in December. But all of these decisions are actually based on a number of courageous decisions that have been made over these past 3 years with Governor Northam's leadership. One was the passage of the omnibus bill, which transformed how we structure transportation funding. That got through the 2020 session. It not only looked at our funding, it looked at indexing our funding to an index that is actually growing for the first time, so it's connected to CPI. It transformed passenger freight and commuter rail in Virginia so that we're able to actually bring rail to a level in our multimodal system that is responsive and timely and economic, and to be an economic engine. And what the omnibus bill did, which is often, I think, kind of a subtle but important factor, is that it created the Commonwealth Transportation Fund so that it is our financial commitment. It's a value statement that we in Virginia are creating a multimodal transportation system to support that economic platform. From the Port of Virginia, the spaceport, 66 airports, roads, bridges, tunnels, rail, metro, transit. I know Lisa Guthrie's probably out there. Wasn't going to forget transit. 1,600 miles of trails and paths in Virginia, ferries and barges, all working together to support our quality of life and economic opportunity for all. That courageous decision was based on the year prior, the 81 in interstate funding, and then prior to that, the passage of dedicated funding for Metro for the first time in its history for capital improvements. All of these decisions made over these past 3 years have allowed us to manage the pandemic, and I believe our future in infrastructure and our economic opportunities going forward. So all very important. And as they are courageous decisions, I know that, you know, so many of the men and women who support this organization and the women that you recognize, and I understand that this evening you are going to be presenting an award to Carrie Burrill as Woman of the Year, Dr. Burrill, Muriel Rodriguez, Member of the Year, your Employer of the Year, ATCS, and one of my colleagues on the cabinet with the governor, Dr. Janice Underwood, who the governor brought in as Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And she is a woman who is helping all of us in the governor's office actually live our values and to make inclusion so much a part of our planning and execution. And so I'm just a personal congratulations to Dr. Underwood and to all the women you are recognizing this evening, and to ATCS. I just thank all of you for being a part of this. I look forward to the conference next year, being here in Richmond. And I will look forward to the opportunity to be able to be in person, hopefully at some point with you very soon. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of your welcome. And I just wish everyone the best this evening.